Everybody, today we will solve a few questions about the motion problems from the homework which I gave you. So this is the question number 22 from that homework. So from this question we can understand that there are two states which are away from each other. Let's prepare a shape for us. So there is a state A somewhere here, another state. Let's go with the same. Okay, somewhere here there is another state B. Okay, do we understand? I think you can understand this from the shape. Do you understand? Now, a man goes from A to B with which speed? This is the direction and it goes with the speed 90 km per hour. Am I right? This is going from A to B. Now he went to B with this speed. We don't know what is the distance. We don't know the time. Now he is going to turn back. He will return. So when he returns back, with which speed does he go? He goes back with 70 km per hour. Am I right? Did you understand until here? Goes, returns. Okay. Now, what is the idea about this? So, they will give us a relation. From this relation, we will find something. So, they say find the distance between these cities, if the return trip takes 4 hours. 4 hour much time. So, if he goes in T hours, it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't know. If he goes in T hours, he will return with T plus 4 hours. Let's say if he goes from A to B in 10 hours, it will take 14 hours to turn back. Do you understand? It will take 10 plus 4, 14 hours to turn back. So this is the most important part. He goes with T hours. If he goes with T hours, he will return back with T plus 4. This is the given connection. The return trip takes 4 hours longer because he goes back slower. I hope that you understood this part. So, everybody, to find distance, what is the rule? Speed times time. So, let's say distance between these T's, it is a capital letter D, distance between both T's. So, this D, if I try to calculate this D by using going way, it goes from A to B with 90 km in how many hours? In T hours. Do you understand? 90 km times T hours. I am trying to calculate the distance by using the going speed and going time. Now I will try to calculate this distance by returning speed and returning time. So what is the speed when he returns? 70. So how much hour does it take? T plus 4. 70 times T plus 4. Look at that. Both of them is equal to D. So these things must be equal to each other. Let's continue with another color. What is that? 90T must be equal to 70 times T plus 4. Do you understand? Because both of them gives us the distance between this. This is from going way. This is from returning. So to solve it, we must open the parentheses. What was the best word? We must remove the parentheses. I think that is the word which they use in English. but I think you understood. We must cancel the parentheses. So 90t will be same. 70 times t will be 70t plus 70 times 4. 4 times 7, 28, and it will be 280. If we move 70t other side, it will be 90t minus 70t equals 280, remains on this side. 90 minus 70 makes 20t equal to 280. So t is equal to 280 over 20. So firstly, if you simplify the zeros, if you simplify it by 10, 28 over 2 is 14. So we found that t is 14. So what do they want from us? They want from us find the distance. So the distance, I will find the distance by using t. You can use the going distance for going or distance for returning, doesn't matter. Let's use the going one. It must be 90 times t. Instead of t, I will write the number 14. So let's do it. Distance 9 times 40, 9 times 4 is 36. We have 3. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 3 makes 12, and we put another 0 from 90 to here. So 1260 kilometers is the distance between these cities. Okay? So let's do this. Let's open the next question. Now everybody, pause the video and try to solve this question by yourself. Yes, everybody, I hope that you pause the video and you try to solve it by yourself. Now let's do it together. So, and we have two cities like A and B. If Murat, it takes 5 hours for Murat to travel from city A to city B at a constant speed 80 km per hour. So he will go with 80 km per hour and it will take 5 hours to go to city B. So by using these two things, we can find the distance which is between these cities. So what is the formula? Distance must be equal to r times t. So distance is equal to, what is his rate? He goes with 80 km per hour. So how many hours does it take? It takes 5 hours. So the distance will be 5 times 8, 40, and we put another 0 from 80. So it is 400 kilometers. So now what is the question? The question is, how many hours will it take if he drives with 50? What if he goes with 50 km per hour? How many hours will it take? Let's say it will take t hours. So with t hours with 50 km, he must take this distance. We will use the same formula. The distance must be equal to r times t. We already found the distance as 400. We want his speed to be 50 and we are looking for the time t. How can we find the time? We write 400 over 50. So firstly, let's simplify the zeros. 0 and 0 simplifies each other. 40 over 5 makes 8. So it means it will take 8 hours to complete the travel. So let's see the next question. Question number 25 from the homework. Now everybody, pause the video and try to solve this question by yourself. Yes, everybody, I hope that you try to solve this question by yourself. Now, let's do it together, or let me explain the idea. So, we have two people, Jose and what is Rob? Rob or Rob? What do you say? How can Rob? Let's say Rob. Okay. So they will, both of them start from White House. Both of them will start from this place. So Jose starts with the speed 40 kilometer per hour. Jose starts with this speed from this point. So what happens to Jose? Jose starts and moves a little bit, goes. When he's somewhere away from this same point, a second person, which is Rob, starts, or let's do it back. Rob starts with 48 kilometer per hour. This was Jose and this is for the Rob. So what will happen? Right now they have a distance. Because Jose started earlier. So the things which is going to happen, Rob will catch Jose at some point. Let's say somewhere here. So to go there, to catch him, it will take 5 hours. And in these 5 hours, Jose will take, let's do it with green. Jose also will take this much way, the green one, this much way. So this distance, it will be in 5 hours, and Rob drives with 48 kilometer. 5 hours, 48 kilometer. When you multiply them, it will be 5 times 8. 40, 5 times 4, 20 plus 4, 24. 240 kilometer. So, the idea which I did in the first time, in 5 hours, Jose will take this distance. If we call them distance 1 and distance 2, Jose will take this distance, and it will be 5 times 40, and which is 200. Jose takes this yellow path in 5 hours. So 240 and 200 for the yellow path, that remains, the distance must be 40. The yellow path which Jose took, he did it with 40 kilometer, and in how many hours? In how many hours can it be? It must be in 1 hour. So that means Jose started earlier. After 1 hour, Rob started and catched him in 5 hours. So the complete time for Jose took. So Jose started 1 hour earlier, and after 5 hours, Rob catched him completely. The time is for Jose 5 plus 1, which is 6. This was my first idea. Now, some of people right now in here, they tried to solve it by themselves, and they gave me another idea. My students, they gave me another idea. Look at that idea. Try to understand this idea. So, speed of Jose, it doesn't change. Jose starts from this point and comes to this point at the end. This is the complete way which Jose took. Jose took that way with 40 kilometer per hour. We found that how long is this? By using Rob's speed. We found that the complete distance from these points is 240. So Jose will take this 240 with the speed 40. So in how many hours Jose can do it? We can ask also this question. We can do it easier like this. So Jose has to take the complete distance with 40 kilometers. So in how many hours can he do it? So to find the time, you will divide 240 by 40. Firstly, we simplify zeros, and 24 over 4 makes 6, which is the same result. Okay? Now, let's open the next question. Okay, everybody, pause the video and try to solve this question by yourself. Now, everybody, let's solve this question. I hope that you pause the video and you try to solve this question by yourself. Now, let's try to understand this question. So, there is a train, starts from Miami and goes to New York. So, let's put a point for Miami, and this train starts from here and it will go to New York. So, we don't know its speed. Actually, the question asks us what is its speed. Let's say its speed is r. Its speed is r. Now, this one starts from here, and goes like 14 hours. It goes for 14 hours. So after that, a second train, let's do it with another color. A second train starts from here. What is its speed? Its speed is given as 45. Its speed is given as 45 km per hour. So, before we continue, I will find the first distance which they have right now. The first distance. Remember it from the class. I call it as first distance which they have. First distance. How can I find it? So, we don't know speed of the first train, but after 14 hours, the second one will start. After 14 hours, the second one will start. So, it will go with the speed r for 14 hours. What is the distance which it can take? 14 times r, its speed. This is the first distance which they have. This one starts from here and goes with this speed for 14 hours. After 14 hours, the second one will start from here. I hope that you understood until here. Okay? Did you understand? Okay? Did you understand until here what I did? I found first distance by using the letter R. So, now, when the second one starts, after it starts, what happens? In how many hours? In 4 hours, it will catch him. It will catch the first train in 4 hours. So, let's say this second one, let's do it with yellow again. This second one will catch this slower train somewhere here at this point. So, it will happen in 4 hours. If I say that this is the distance one, how can I find the distance one? This one will start with 45 and will go for 4 hours. 4 times 45 must be equal to 180. So, but in this much time, the slower train will go more, a little bit more also. Am I right? The slower one will go a little bit more also. So, let's do it with green. So, this slower one will continue for 4 hours also. This slower one will continue for 4 hours also. If I tell that it is the distance to, how can I find distance to? It will go with this speed for 4 hours, 4 times the speed. So remember it from the class, which when I explained it to you. For this kind of questions, if we use in the same direction, distance 1 minus distance 2 must give us first distance. Or we can tell that from here, from this shape, we can tell that distance 1 must be equal to first distance plus distance 2. First distance plus distance 2. This is our idea. I wrote it by using verbal form. Now I will make it mathematically. So instead of distance 1, I will write the number 180 equals, instead of first distance, I will write 14 times r, because it will go for 14 hours with the speed r, 14 r. For the distance to, what is the distance to? 4r plus 4r. 14 plus 4 makes 18r is equal to 180. Now I think everybody can tell that. I think we don't have to make those steps, the other steps. R should be 18. So speed of the first train, it is 10 km per hour. Okay. Now everybody, let's see the next question. Okay. This is the question number 21 from the homework. Now pause the video and try to solve this question by yourself. Now everybody, I hope that you pause the video and you try to solve this question by yourself. Now I will solve it. I hope that you did it true. Also you can see the true answer. Now, like the first question we solved in this video, there are two steps and we go from A to B, then we turn back. Now, let's write step A and step B. So, the going speed is 60 km per hour. The turning speed is, look at that, that rise returns to step B, returns from step B to step A. It should be written. I wrote it wrong. Returns to step A, reducing his speed by 20 km. His speed was 60. We must reduce it by 20. 60 minus 20. The returning speed is 40 km per hour. So, find the distance between these steps if the total trip takes 6 hours. The total trip is 6 hours. Let's say if he goes in 3 hours, he will return completely. It's 6 hours. He will return back in 6 minus 3 hours. So let's say if he goes for 1 hour, he will return for 5 hours to make it completely 6. If he goes for 4 hours, he will return back for 2 hours. So to make the complete trip 6 hours. Now everybody, if we try to find the complete distance by using the going speed and going time, this distance will be equal to 60 times, what is the going speed? What is the going time? The time to go to step B is T. We mentioned that. So if we try to find same distance from the returning trip, from the return, so for returning trip is the speed is 40 and the time is 6 minus T. So both of them gives us the same value of distance. Both of them for the distance. We know that these are same, that's why 60 minus t must be equal to 40 times 6 minus t. From here we will tell that 60t must be equal to 40 times 6 minus t. Let's solve this equation. We must remove the parentheses. 4 times 6, 24, and the 0, minus 40 times t, 40t. Move 40t other side, it is minus 40, it will be plus 40t equal to 240. So in here we will get 100t is equal to 240, and you will tell that t is equal to 240 over 100. If we simplify it as much as we can, first is zeros, then we will have 24 over 10. We can do it by 2 once again. It will be 24 by 2, 12, 10 by 2, 5. So if you write there 12 over 5 hours, that's enough for an answer, also for exam. I hope that you understood it. Now everybody, the people who watches this video, I hope that you understood the idea of motion problems. Thank you for listening.